Another special use of the subjunctive in Latin is called the indirect command. A direct command would be if I just straight up tell you to do something. Clean the cat litter. I wish I could tell somebody to do that every day. An indirect command is if I use another verb first to explain that wish. For example, I beg you to clean the cat litter. That's an indirect command because first I said I beg and then I gave the idea of what I wanted you to do. In Latin, certain verbs take the indirect command construction. Not every verb of asking, begging, telling, or warning will do this, but a lot of them will. So you don't have to memorize which verbs take it. It's more like when you see this construction in the wilds and you see an ut or nay going with a verb that has one of these ideas, you can say, oh, this is indirect command. Certain verbs that describe you asking, begging, telling, warning, etc., somebody to do something, take an indirect command. An indirect command is introduced with the little word ut, that, or nay, that not. This is a bit confusing because for purpose clauses we said ut means in order that, and nay means in order that not. And that's true if ut's in a purpose clause. But if it's an indirect command, ut just means that. I beg that. I beg that not. Ut and nay. And then, just like with a purpose clause, you have a clause in the subjunctive. And like many uses of the subjunctive, this follows the rules for sequence of tenses. So here's one sentence. I have begged that you kill the king. We're in primary sequence. How do I know that? Well, I translated oravi as I have begged, which means oravi is a present perfect verb. And you'll notice that it looks exactly the same as oravi, the perfect verb, which down here I would translate as I begged in secondary sequence. The reason I know this oravi means I have begged and this oravi means I begged is because of sequence of tenses. The verb in this subjunctive clause here is a present subjunctive. And you can't have a present subjunctive in secondary sequence. Ergo, oravi must be I have begged because the present perfect is in the primary sequence. Our secondary sequence sample sentence is I begged that you not kill the king. I had to kind of move my translation around because this means that not, but in English it doesn't make sense to say I begged that not you kill the king, right? We have to say I begged that you not kill the king. And remember, this verb could be any tense in secondary sequence. It could have been imperfect, perfect, or pluperfect. And oravi could have been present, future, present perfect, or future perfect. So that's indirect command, pretty simple. It's just to recognize when you have ut or nay plus a verb of asking, begging, and telling and warning, you're going to have a clause in the subjunctive that describes what you want somebody to do.